Hey, what's going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video. Wow. I didn't think I'd be talking about this. But Enzo Amore, surprised everyone, I guess, tonight. And made an appearance at WWE Survivor Series. Well, not really an appearance. He made a fan appearance. He bought a ticket. I guess he disguised himself. I guess he thought he was Team Rocket today because he was wearing a wig and hoodie and a bunch of stuff to cover himself up. Yeah, I say some people have come out and said, some people like this, some people didn't like this whole ish thing, because there are a lot of Enzo fans out here. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I do believe Enzo was innocent in the whole issues that happened that led to him getting fired, with the whole alleged rape whole issue. I don't believe that girl. I think that girl is a nutcase. But at the same time, I think Enzo's an idiot for dating her. Because I've seen some of her YouTube videos like from like 3 years ago, and she's nuts. Okay, she's literally nuts. But here's the thing with Enzo. Okay, okay, so Enzo was fired for that, which I think he should have. They originally suspended him, and then the next day they fired him. I think they should have just kept him suspended to figure out what was going on, and because that's what they did for every other talent, and they didn't for Enzo, and I felt that was kind of unfair that he got fired like that. But if this wasn't a storyline, which I'm almost certain this wasn't a storyline, because if this was a storyline, they wouldn't be so eager to get rid of him as the way they did. I doubt this was a storyline because a lot of people are like, oh, are they bringing him back? Are they bringing him back? Like, no, I don't think they're bringing him back. I don't think this was a planned thing. The way they handled the security handled it kind of was being treated as if he was a fan. The only difference is he was a fan that was a former talent for WWE. Some people are going to probably point out the Matt Hardy thing back in 2006. Or 2005. And somewhat is true there, but that was also a storyline. Well, it was in the first week, but then the next week, they re-signed him and they just kept playing it off that way. But the way they did this, I mean, it was clearly more on Enzo's side. I mean, he did it literally during a match. I mean, if anything, if it was a storyline, why wouldn't it be done during the Cruiserweight Championship match? You know what I'm saying? Why was it done during the Tag Team Championship match? And I didn't even actually watch that match. I missed that match. I wasn't really interested in that match. I actually want to watch it again to just at least see the part. Well, I watched some of it, I should say, but I didn't watch all of it. I wanted to see the one part where this happened because obviously they cut it off, from where Enzo was. So my whole thing with Enzo Amore is, if this was not a planned storyline, which I'm almost certain it wasn't, I think it was stupid on his end. I really do. Because I mean, he had said in his podcast, the Stone Cold podcast, that he was retired from wrestling, that he was all beat up and he couldn't do it anymore now. And then he goes and does this. I mean, there's reports coming out that he's going to be banned from the Staples Center, so I hope Enzo doesn't plan on or doesn't like the Lakers, because if he does, then well, he's probably never going to be able to go there again. Um, but I mean, man, like, dude, like, really, like, I heard his rap album came out. That's what I heard too. I heard a lot of people are saying that it's because of the publicity stunt that he did this. Um, but I mean, to me, it's just like, dude, why? I mean, I don't know. But now, why he got kicked out? Why he got kicked out, I think, was somewhat controversial. Now, he was kicked out because I seen the video. He was kicked out because he was doing his Enzo, he was standing on the chair and was doing an Enzo, Amore promo or whatever, realest guys in the room and stuff like that. Um so my whole thing with that is the security removed him right away. Like they were ready for him, which to me was really weird that they were ready, like they to get him so quickly like that. Um, Now I have seen fans get kicked out for less than that. Okay, fans have been kicked out for wearing a cosplay. Okay, fans have been kicked out for holding up signs that WWE doesn't like. Okay, you know, if it's we're against Roman Reigns or something, Roman Reigns sucks, they'll get kicked out for that. You know what I'm saying? I've seen fans get kicked out for lesser than what Enzo has done. Um, so I personally think they kicked him out because he was Enzo. Um, I mean, standing on a chair, I mean, I guess that's somewhat bad, but I mean, if it wasn't Enzo, I don't think because the security were right there. Like the moment he started doing it, they were like right in there. They speared him like right off that chair, like when they were in there. So it's like I'm thinking to myself like, dude, holy shit! Like this security guards, man, they freaking were relentless on that. Like yeah, but like I mean, that was unnecessary. They didn't have like I heard that like another fan injured his or her arm. I don't know if it was a he or she, but there was a fan that was like near the situation. Someone's arm got broken because Enzo was speared. And now, sure, they're gonna say that's Enzo's fault. It wasn't. The security guard speared Enzo. Like he didn't do anything. Like, well, I guess he was causing like a ruckus. I guess in a way. Um, but the spear, like through the fans, right there, that was the security guard's fault. Okay, that was not Enzo's fault. They didn't like ask him, hey, get down, or yell at him and say get down. No, they just went right in there and speared him. Right into like other fans. That's I think was very unnecessary. Enzo was not a threat to anyone in that situation. He was not a threat to anyone. He didn't have a weapon. He didn't have, a gun or anything. Like he was just standing on the chair. Okay. He was just standing on the chair. And maybe he deserved to be escorted out of the building, but he definitely should not have been speared like that. I mean, he was speared right away. Okay. He was speared right away. They didn't, come up to him and ask, "Oh, you gotta get down here. You gotta get down." No, they just went right in there and they just speared. He was not a threat to anyone. He didn't have a knife. He didn't have anything. He was not a threat to anyone. I don't understand why they would just go right in there and just spear him like that. Like he was not a threat to anyone. Obviously, the fans weren't minding it. Some of them were actually happy to see him, quite frankly. Um, so that's kind of my thoughts on this. Now, whether or not this was because Enzo on his Instagram seemed to be chill about it. Um, my whole thing with this is the whole issue with Enzo is, where do you go forward with this? I mean, obviously on Enzo's end, he if this was not a storyline, which I don't think it was, this was a publicity stunt on his end, because I mean, he's got his rap album coming out, I guess, today, or coincidentally today. So I mean, that could be the reason why he did it, or he could have just done it to, I don't know, just entertain people. Like, I don't know what his motive was. I mean, if his motive was to get publicity for his rap album, obviously he succeeded, because, and publicity on himself to begin with. He succeeded because we're all talking about him right now. Everyone's pretty much talking about him. I mean, that's pretty much been the talk of this entire pay-per-view. I mean, this pay-per-view was a subpar pay-per-view at best. I mean, there were a couple of shockers, a couple of interesting things that happened on this pay-per-view, but no one's talking about that. Everyone's talking about Enzo right now. Enzo Amore right now, and his fan appearance on the show. Like I said, I don't know what is going on. If this was, I believe this wasn't a storyline. I think this was just Enzo being Enzo and wanting publicity off of it. For his album, I found out his album came out, which I wouldn't have known about, and I wouldn't even thought of it. Like I said, I wouldn't have thought of it. I'm not really, into Enzo like that. I mean, I personally think his rap isn't that good. At least from the one thing I showed. I'm not a big rap fan, though, to begin with. I'm not really into rap stuff. So, but I did see his that one album he did, which I thought was not that good. But I don't really like rap to begin with, so I guess I'm kind of biased in that front, because I don't like rap in general. Probably like only Will Smith, maybe, because Will Smith is actually cool and doesn't swear when he raps. Couple of Yu-Gi-Oh theme songs I could say too, and the One Piece rap. That's about the only raps I like. The One Piece rap theme song from 4Kids, and that Yu-Gi-Oh theme song they just did for Yu-Gi-Oh Arc V or whatever. Those are probably the only raps I really like. I like the clean raps. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really, like I said, I'm not into that stuff. I'm not a fan of those like guys like Slim Shady and 50 Cent and all those weirdos that do that stupid shit. But apparently, that's what people are talking about right now. And like I said, I don't know where this is going. I don't know if this was just Enzo publicity stunt, or if this was something in the lines with WWE. Could this turn into a storyline with him being brought back with WWE? I don't know. Enzo was cleared of charges. I do believe he was innocent of the thing that happened to him earlier this year that got him fired. At the same time, I don't feel like, sorry for him, because most of the stuff, most of his decisions were on his own. I mean, he dated this woman. I mean, this woman was obviously psychotic. And at the same time, Enzo, he put himself in these situations. And I mean, this whole thing at Survivor Series kind of just shows that he's very immature. Like, I mean, if this was really, him and not a storyline, which I don't think it was a storyline. So that's what I got. That's my thoughts really about this Enzo Amore situation. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think this is a storyline, or do you guys think this is a real thing? I personally, like I said, I don't think this was a storyline at all. If it was a storyline, it was very clever by Vince. I will say that. Because I don't think this is a storyline. I think WWE have severed all ties with Enzo, despite the fact that he was cleared. Um, I mean, if it was a storyline, like I said, why not just do it during the Cruiserweight Championship match? Since he never lost the Cruiserweight title, right? Enzo never lost the Cruiserweight Championship, so wouldn't that make more sense for him to do this during the Cruiserweight Championship match and not the Tag Team Championship match? So that's my thoughts on this. Like I said, let me know what you guys think. Comment, rate. If you like this video and my videos, please subscribe. And that's about it, guys. I'm the SS Ultimate Goku, and I'm out of here. Peace.